LGD comes in, typically kind of like a fan favorite, some of the other events we have, but not on they're not on home turf here, right? So as we get into Ilios, expect a lot of D.Va, right? With Falcons having Hanbin in the game, banning on the Winston, D.Va potential, right? Junker Queen, Sigma, really all heroes in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm curious if Team Falcons are going to ban away Ana in the next map. I mean, makes the most sense to me going into this, but it looks like Leave just TPing everybody out. Shy on the Ashe. Prob's going to do exactly the same.
Yeah, I think you'll see fairly mirror matchups as we jump into the game. So just really Lynx are playing the Brig, right? And then also Stalker playing the Far, right? You know, that's probably a little bit of really the only differences with these teams is you're looking at, you know, Stalker putting down that damage at range and then see if Lynx can kind of protect Monk and Shy.
Yeah, Hanbin taking the high ground quite quickly. Ideally here for Hanbin, just annoy Shy long enough for Stalker to kill the entire team. Ideally. Oh, good Bionade. Onto Fielder. Has to back all the way up. It's all right. Prop is there. There's a little safety net. Slowly but surely they are making their way forward, and Lynx are getting booted onto the point. Easily taken care of by Stalker. They do end up trading support for a support there, as Leave Handley deals with Fielder, but is getting chased down by Proper. Easy kill for the Ashe. And that should be Team Falcons now claiming this point.
Yeah, and LGD has to play so defensive, right? You end up losing Lynx is Proper. That's a sick coach gun there, able to stay on the map. But you have to play so defensive. Once you lose Lynx, right, it forces Goushway all the way back. Using that defense matrix, he's not able to kind of go in with Leave. And Leave trying to challenge Proper in the backline does not work out.
Yeah. Crowd going crazy in the back there, of course. Proper 70% towards that bomb already. Shy lagging behind just somewhat. I mean, Stalker's got to be something to fear too. I mean, Goushway has to pay attention to both Stalker and Proper, obviously, making sure Stalker doesn't get a lot of value, but the amount of damage, it's like spam, is insane from Pharah over the last couple of patches. I mean, Shy couldn't even get an angle on the Pharah.
Yeah, and Monk actually, you know, takes so much damage in the backline, actually ends up using the nano here on the Goushway just before, you know, he thinks he's about to fall, but he does not. Goushway kills two. Monk able to stay alive through all the pressure that Stalker is pressing from up above.
What? Okay, Hanbin just still kills two. Luckily though, LGD do control the point. Night Matrix usage there from Goushway as well. That missile, that would have killed the backline in Monk.
And they saved players up at the time there, you know, at the LGD did, and now it's going to be Proper coming off a spawn Chiu as well. So now this is an opportunity for Falcons to fight.
Nice anti onto Hanbin there, sent pretty low, but here's the nano boost in return, straight to the backline. No help there from Lengster as Monk was pinned in the corner. Easy cleanup. Hanbin and D.Va especially too, after the patch is just so formidable in the backlines, even with nano. Like,
yeah, the Brig is doing nothing. I mean, if the D.Va has nano, it doesn't matter if the Brig is there. I mean, the D.Va is so strong at the moment that can probably 1v2 the Brig and the Ana in that type of situation. So
a little crazy with it.
See Monk trying to put some shots in from spawn, as LGD does have some nice ultimates to work with.
Yeah, triple ultimates here. Close to that rally too, and that nano boost, so. But they're working against the clock. Look how far Matt Stalker is playing up right now. Of course, he's got the barrage. Ideally has Hanbin there with the Matrix, but they've spotted out Shy once again, who's had a rough one so far. Pulse Bomb goes a little bit by the wayside there. Hanbin pretty low. Same with Fielder. Ends up going down to Leave once again. So, well, I mean, Sound Barrier is coming in. I mean, Goushway needs to find this remake. Luckily does, just in time. Healed all the way back to 100% HP. That Bob is going to provide quite the bit of covering fire there as Hanbin goes for the same thing. Remake, but Bob is there to take him out, and there's the flip.
Yeah, and you were just trying to maybe, you know, keep that contested there for Falcons to send that into OT, but it's LGD just kind of like bullying them off of the point, and LGD holds on to both support ultimates here. So they use the sound barrier there, did Falcons, but Chio's not able to land on the field. Fielder falls right before he gets the benefits of it.
Shot with a nice angle here, but it's still kind of restrictive, kind of waiting for people to get onto the point. He has to push super far in where the kind of mini is. Lengster can't go down first either here, has to stay alive. He's got such an important ult, stops a lot of dives coming through as well onto the back line. Speaking of dives, nano boost in the back again. Fielder, oh man, you just blow up, bro, when that nano boost D.Va's on you. There's absolutely no way you can do anything about it, even if you're Chio booping the D.Va away.
Yeah, the micro rocket's so strong in the latest patch, and then benefits of the nano. So now it's an opportunity for Falcons, right? Nano boost of their own. They can use that onto Hanbin as well. So Hanbin takes a lot of damage. She's quite low.
Oh, Langston almost going down there to Proper, just solo. Bob available in 10% too. Barrage, Nano Boost. Can even Nano Harmbin to protect Stalker a little bit more, even just Nano the Fire, why not? Either one's good at this point. Proper taking a little bit of damage, but mess with the best. Highlight the rest. Proper just coach guns in the air from the skies. Kills Leave. Bob just playing a little point guard there on the side. Oh, what a sleep from Fielder. Gooshway sent down the well. See you later. I mean, that should just be round, Matt. Lynx has gone, had the rally, but didn't have a chance to use it. And straight to the spawn go Team Falcons.
And maybe Leave can get on, get a touch here. You do have Lynx with a rally, so Leave should be able to get a contest. Gonna take a big chunk of damage. You have Gooshway now coming off a spawn.
Yeah, rally coming in for Lynx. Has to get back to that point ASAP now. Gooshway's got the self-destruct,
yeah, so you're
can go for the remake.
Yeah, you're going to be able to extend this. So that's going to be the self-destruct. You're going to get the rally coming in now for the Nano Barrage.
And the Barrage, protected by that Diva Matrix too. He's still got a couple of rockets to spare as well. Lynx are finally taken out by Stalker. That overhealth, that over-armor completely disappearing. Leave trying to repeat what he did a little bit earlier on and kill Fielder, and has done successfully. But Team Falcons is still well on the point, and Stalker being alive, I mean, you gotta kill him. Someone's got to deal with Stalker, and no one's able to do so.
So that'll be a Falcons round 1 win. So they continue their really strong play. So the crowd so heavily behind Falcons. Something of note that's actually quite interesting as well. On the B stream, we have the Twisted Minds Makers game.
Right.
That's actually in game 5.
Yeah, that went all the way to game 5?
That is at the start of game 5. So LG obviously doesn't know that. They're way more into potentially, having a shot at second in the group than they may actually know.
You're like, nice shot, Fielder. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty nice sleep. Same kind of comps here from Team Falcons and LGD. Looks like, yeah, Lynx are switching over from Lucio, just giving the speed boost out of spawn.
Bring now for Falcons as well, though.
Oh, yeah.
Chia was playing that Lucio pretty much through all that first point on well. A lot of great boop opportunities, right? Displacement opportunities on well. So now that you're playing a little bit more close quarter here on this point, the Brig should even be more useful.
Ah, there we go. All right, Stalker finally slain there by Leave. Good spot to be in as well if you're LGD up on that high ground. Very hard to kind of get people off it. They have to just jump into your sight lines, but luckily for Falcons, Harmbin just runs shy down.
Yeah, this is going to be the point to LGD, but Falcon's going to be able to flip this. So they actually sleep Gooshway and finish him off. Now they can start to work towards the point.
Yeah, LGD having that for about 8%. And there we go. Falcons already claiming
it's
it.
Basically nothing, right?
Yeah. That was you capped, and then we started capping straight away.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
So just the spam of rockets here from above, from Stalker up to the high ground as Harmbin in control. That is a Monk. That's a rocket and a dynamite. I mean, he is so low. So this will be a point contested here just by Leave. Maybe to try and draw some players back.
It's so hard to do, though. I mean, look how far your backline is right now away from actually being a factor in this fight. God, it's just so frustrating for Monk to find anything here. Good nade, lands onto Harmbin. Can they actually follow up with the kill? About a 50-second defensive matrix will make sure he stays alive.
So you haven't really been able to make any play here back towards the point for LGD. I mean, now you lose Monk. Things just kind of falling apart. Defense matrix lasts for like, I mean, it's like the whole round.
It does. It is ridiculous, man.
I mean, why do you need a shield? Look at this. You can go shoot and use it.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you need a shield?
Yeah, somewhere Fury is loading up the game again.
He's popping off. He's popping off with the Suliky right now as we speak, yeah. Ready to a lot of grabs. Oh, Shy gets chased down once more.
You know what's interesting? LGD playing such a defensive kind of like style and comp and still not really able to keep anybody alive, right?
Yeah. Just the Harmbin and Stalker like tag team duo just permanently on top of Shy, giving him no
and if you
space.
get by them, you have the luxury of dealing with proper Fielder and Chio.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great to put it in nice words at the very
very
least.
deep.
Bro, he's got 725 HP, 1,000 armor.
Like nano him.
Guy's good.
Look at this, they're gonna have to rally in the
He
spawn.
forces rally. He's gonna have thrusters up, yeah. Oh, does get stunned. Hasn't got thrusters anymore. Still a little bit of matrix left. Eventually DMX by that flail. Good play there. However, you're still like in an overtime situation and Leave is dead. Rally onto the point now as Stalker just playing a little bit more defensive, knowing the LGD are just jumping on the point ASAP. And Nano Break keeps Lengser alive. They should be able to get the flip here, but they still got to worry about Stalker's barrage in the next fight.
Yeah, he's still on the backside of the point, right? So still can kind of play on the backside of the point here with this barrage as Proper takes out Shy, so that's a hit scan damage from above. You see they have to double back here with Gushue's defense matrix trying to help the backline.
Proper's already dead though. Okay, that's a good start. Leave taking care of him. Point is going to get flipped though, so LGD need another touch.
They're going to walk into barrage here.
They need to touch. Need to touch!
Oh.
Falcons taking the first map. A 2-0 versus LGD already. Probably like a little bit of a speed run in all honesty.
Yeah, pretty strong performance there for Falcons. I think it's kind of what you expect from them at this point. You know, the crowd favorite, you know, one of the favorites to win the entire thing. #1 in the club championship as well in terms of points.
Well, like,
I mean,
3x. It's like #2 place. Well, it's like 1,000 points. Team Falcons 3,000.
I mean, they win here in Overwatch. I mean, you start, you make sure everybody from that Falcons organization is here for that ceremony at the end. You can just, you know, start writing that check now.
Yeah, Team Falcons looking good. 7-1 now in map scores in Group B. As they're trying to make sure LGD are sweating a little bit. Like you said, that Makers game is going to a map #5 versus Twisted Minds. Pretty insane in all honesty.
I mean, yeah, that would be you know, a crazy kind of turn of events. I still think Twisted Minds probably with like a head-to-head would have an advantage, you know, over LGD as just probably trying to get this bans and everything sorted here for the next map coming up. As this will be an opportunity for LGD to pick. Get a lot of options in terms of map game mode, you know, combinations, and then also hero bans. But man, I really kind of see, you know, it's obviously extremely clear how LGD wants to play.
Yeah,
you can target that so easily from the side of Falcons, and to give a team that's this good that much of an advantage, it's gonna be tough.
An honor ban is coming. When? Not sure. Could be the next map. We'll jump down to Puckett and the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen, and congrats to Falcons on a clean 2-0. But that first round, 99-99. Very tough fight in the opening round before Falcons took over and we saw Charlie Niner. McGravy, let's start here with the good for the Falcons. What'd you see?
I think Proper on that Ash is absolutely diabolical. Anytime LGD got anywhere close to winning rounds, Proper found a headshot just about anywhere. Whether it was on Shy, whether it was on Leave, it was anywhere. Proper was absolutely dominating on the Ash.
Now we saw the Winston right out of the gates banned by the Falcons. They don't want to see Gushue on that, but it's available moving forward. How was his Diva, though, overall?
I'm not going to lie, it was respectable. I think, you know, you look at this matchup on paper, you say Hanbin versus Gushue in a Diva mirror, that should just be Hanbin eating him up all day. And while I do think Hanbin was the stronger player on this map, I think Gushue, you know, he performed admirably well for this not being his comfort hero. He's going to have the opportunity to play the Winston for the rest of the series if he wants to. But you got to remember, Falcons, they got Smurf on the bench. They are not scared of that Winston mirror.
Bring him out. Bring him out. Bring him out. We'll see if the Winston is in play for game #2. And let's talk about the small mistakes that were happening in that round 1. Can LGD look back and clean up those mistakes in between games? Or is this simply just a stronger roster for the Falcons, McGravy?
I think this is about as close as LGD is going to get in terms of their talent. I think they were playing well. And I think Gushue actually playing that DPS Diva and kind of just going into the team actually gave Falcons a lot of problems. So I think when they can't play the Winston, I think continuing with that look is going to bring them a lot of success.
Now, we just got a little word in my ear. A little birdie came by and said, we're going to see some subs. So you're mixing up the players. Jake, who do you expect to be coming in? What roster changes could we potentially see? You're going to see the same LGD squad, right?
Yeah, most likely. I would think we might be going to a Winston map. Maybe Smurfs coming in. That would be my expectation here for Falcons. They are not scared of the Winston mirror. They're perfectly happy to go to a Winston map. At the same time, I think for LGD, makes perfect sense. This is your comfort zone. I am a little worried for LGD, though, because I think the look we saw from them using a ton of the Tracer, that's been historically really dominant in the dive comps. But this year, it's been Pharah who really has been taking dive by storm. The Pharah hit scan style, it's just been stronger, more consistent. And the Falcons showing this year of competition has honed them, I think, into a much stronger team than LGD has faced before.
McGravy, can you play Pharah against Proper?
You can try. I think you kind of have to. I think with the on-a-break composition being so strong, the Pharah spam onto the backline is so critical just to keep them from... You can't have Fielder and Chio be free. If Fielder's throwing nades across the map, sleeping your team, you absolutely need something to put some sort of pressure on the backline.
Let's take a look at our map pool as it'll be LGD's pick. We got hybrid, escort, push, or flashpoint. And you gentlemen, most likely leaning towards a hybrid here. Would you play flashpoint for game number 2? What do you think, McGravy?
I am absolutely killing Flashpoint right now as my second pick. I'm going towards something like a hybrid or an escort, something where we can slow it down. We can play the Winston. Listen, they can ban the on away from me. I'm probably still playing Winston. I'm doing anything I can to play fast, high tempo, and put the pressure on Falcons.
OA LGD in the hole. They need to win this match if they want to climb, but we did hear there was a game 5 going on in this group. So if LGD pulls off a W somehow, they could get as high as the number 2 seed, which would let them pick their opponent going into the round of 12. A lot of storylines here, but let's turn our attention to the Falcons. Does it matter what game mode or what map? Do they have equal strengths across all 3, I guess, play styles?
Yeah, I don't think you're really going to be catching Falcons off guard. This is all about LGD just getting into their comfort zone.
Okay.
Falcons are absolutely going to be able to match that and deliver it back with gusto. But this is LGD. I think the best thing they can do is bring it back to their strengths. And to your point, McGravy, I think, you know, an escort, a hybrid, we could see a Hollywood, we could see a Dorado, just historic, strong Winston maps. We know Winston's protected for the rest of the series. You know, heck, you could even ban a diva out, right? Maybe take Hanbin out of the server a little bit more aggressively. At the same time, I think you are right. Potentially we could see an Ana ban, even a Brig ban, opening things up where the flexibility on Falcons, I think, is going to shine through as their strongest asset in the series.
McGravy, I have a feeling we're going to see a Smurf on the stage. For anyone who hasn't followed his career, what has Smurf accomplished, and what have you seen from this guy?
What hasn't Smurf accomplished? Smurf has been around since I've been a player, and he was dominating me then, and he's dominated everyone now. He has just been a pillar of consistency throughout this game. He is on that level of someone with flexibility. He doesn't play a ton right now because the diva's so strong, but like Smurf over the history of the game, he's been able to play just about every tank. He's been good at the Junker Queen, he's been good at Winston. He's played the diva when it's necessary. Sigma, he's played just about everything.
Assuming we see some Winstons, Jake, what's the hard counter?
There's no hard counter to Winston at this level of play. It's about team skill. You just have to, you know, those dives are coming and they are going to be fierce. They're going to be aggressive. There's going to be Ana nades, nanos, tracers all up and around you. And you just need expert support play. You need sleep darts on the Winston. And with a player like Smurf, that is not easy to do. He is so tricky with that bubble. His timings are perfect. And so it's really going to be a ton of pressure on Monk and Lengsa to tolerate these dives and just be able to adapt in the moment. Because if you're just sitting back, ready to survive the dive, you're not really accomplishing anything on the map. And with players like Stalker and Proper, sitting back is not really an option.
All right, for the Overwatch League, we of course know that a few people used to watch the Spark. They might be familiar with some of these players on the other side for OALGD. But tell me about the full roster, because we have a moment and potentially this team could get cut short. They could not make it potentially to the playoffs. So let's turn our attention to the team on the right side of the stage. Jake, gas these boys up, because hopefully we see this squad a lot more in the future.
I will say for this team, I think they have a lot of room to grow throughout the tournament, right? They haven't had so much competition experience this year, but this is a team that has struggled through adversity in the past. They've been down, but they've managed to claw their way back, right? Shutting down Atlanta Reign in the final season of the Overwatch League. That was a massive overperformance that I don't think many people saw coming. Right. So this team is not scared to face steep odds. They've been there before, and they've prevailed over even players like Chio and Fielder. So bit of a revenge arc, I think, for Chio and Fielder. Opportunity, though, for LGD to repeat history and deliver a win when no one believes in them. And so, honestly, I think this team won't be shaken by the pressure of the moment.
Incredible stuff from all of our players on the stage throughout Esports World Cup. It's been a blast, but we're only here in the group stages as Falcons look to clean it up with a 3-0 finish. Let's look and see what the audience thinks, though, as we asked everyone in our STCplay.gg predictions, 92% picked the Falcons. That's pretty high.
Pretty logical in my mind. Yeah, they're just the better team, and I think the audience knows that.
All right, we got about
LGD,
a minute.
Though, you just got to get out of the groups, right? I mean, Falcons, maybe it's a bridge too far today, but give them a few days. I think we could see a team that evolves to the tournament, right? Finds their footing. We talked about in day one, McGravy, you know, where we were both watching those games thinking, this isn't really the LGD, these players that we know and love. And if they can get back to that style, we've seen glimmers of it. When Goucher brings out the Doom and the Winston, the aggression is on point. This team can really shine. like I said, maybe it's not today, but even if you just make it competitive, you know, find your moments, find your strength, and build confidence to just get out of the group stage and stay alive, we could see this team make a bit of a dark horse run.
All right, McGravy, we got 30 seconds left, so let's hit this hard and heavy. When LGD.OA LGD was able to pick up their first W over Makers, what were their good maps? What are you hoping to see here for Game 2?
It's the same story as always. It's like beating a dead horse, but whenever they were playing dive, they were playing the dive-heavy maps where they get to play the Winston, and now we're seeing the Diva look, and honestly, the Diva look does not look bad. It keeps their tempo high. The faster they play, the better they look.
Enough chatting from us here. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for tuning in from around the world. It's Esports World Cup, and it continues right now. Here we go. It's going to be time for our bands, McGravy and Jake. Let's find out who isn't going to be in the game. OA LGD, what can you do to cause problems for the Falcons? We're about to find out, but first we have to reveal the map, and they choose
Midtown. That's an interesting choice. I don't love it, frankly. I mean, this is not the strongest dive map historically. A lot of teams have found success slowing things down with the Sigma, the Ramatra, with double flex support backline. And for me, I don't see that as LGD's biggest strength. They're going to ban the Batiste, so maybe limiting some of those slow styles. Maybe they think they can find an in on a map that isn't conventionally played in their style.
All right, so no BAP is in here as Falcons are going to select their hero ban, and let's see what they pick. No Ash for you, Proper.
I think what Falcons is doing here is they're trying to put Shy on characters that he's not comfortable with. I think they want to encourage Shy to play the Tracer. Frankly, he hasn't been good on it this tournament.
It's not what up against Stalker.
Yeah, it's not what he's known for. And potentially the best Tracer in the world, one of the best Tracers in the world in Stalker. So you want to encourage Shy to take that matchup. And I think they're trying to do.
Tracer Genji at all coming out here for the guys on OA LGD?
I mean, they might be forcing that. Maybe you could bring out a Widow look, but I think Falcons, it kind of forces you one way or the other. If you bring out the Widow, Falcons can hit you hard and fast with a Tracer Genji of their own and just overwhelm you with Smurf on the server. Those aggressive dive options are very available. So I think whichever direction LGD go, do they slow it down? Do they try to pace up? I think Falcons can kind of match them in either regard. So this will be an interesting moment for LGD to set the tone of what is their style? What do they have the most confidence in?
They know how important this matchup is. You can see the focus on the players' faces as they are loading up into map number 2. We've called it here on the stage. It's going to be all Falcons, but OA LGD trying to cause some chaos. We've got our match ready, so let's send it over to our casters. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, OALGD versus Team Falcons. Map number 2 now. There's a 2-0 on control as Team Falcons. Yeah, they took it pretty close, little 9-9-9-9 there, action going on, but it really did all feel like Team Falcons' game.
Absolutely. So with some of those bans, I kind of agree with Jake and McGravy, right? They want to like kind of speed the pace up here. Does OALGD, but I think this also, you leave that Echo in the game, right? You can play this Echo Tracer. We could see like a Venture look, right?
Yeah.
Potentially from Falcons, right? We saw Shy try and play Venture the other day. I say try because it didn't really go very well. Looks like here on defense, it will be OALGD first. And Gouche picking up that Winston. That'll be safe for the rest of the series. So you'll be able to see him play that with a Cassidy Farah combo.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a look OALGD wanted in the Ana, the Monkey with Shy.
But I feel like we've seen this matchup in terms of comps before, and I feel like Falcons' comp has always been, historically stronger, right? I know we saw a lot of teams playing that. Farah, the Echo, obviously very strong. I know another character up in the sky as Shy and Lee pick up 2 first early kills.
There it is. Okay, that's what you want to see. I want to see OALGD get shoved away here, just played with. Good defense so far.
So the crowd so behind this Falcons team.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sure they have for
even the chat was too. It was like 92% or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, the chat, there's some smart folk. They know what's going on.
There's some smart folk. Matt trying to curry favor. I like it. Big fan of that. Proper, okay, taking a bit of space now, trying to force OALGD's backline to look towards him. 3 minutes to go. You can see Lynx are kind of split off from the rest of the team, but they can easily shield bash to the backline if necessary, but don't want to get off the high ground just yet. Monk with the nano boost coming up, but with Proper dead, I mean, this is pretty an easy look here for LGD. Falcons, not really sure they want to mess with this dive, it feels like. Of course, Monkey was banned away in the first map, and this is exactly why.
Yeah, and Proper was kind of like playing on point, trying to get a touch there, and just got a little bit too close, too shy. Was not able to use the recall, so it's not able to live. Smurf looked like he was going back to the spawn maybe for a second, but they're going to stay on this comp, with Proper just kind of putting pressure through that firehouse, trying to draw some players towards that point.
Yeah, here's the big fight now with all these ults coming up. LGD with basically 4 on the board. Fielder ripping that rush onto the low ground. Shy already dead though. And now Stalker and Proper can try and get some work done. And Nano Barrage killing Smurf. They got another Winston on the field though as Stalker hits that dupe. But good luck getting through any of this health. I mean, this overhealth from the rally. LGD's backline is just, they're perfect. They can just play so aggressive, and you can see Leave doing just that. A Primal Rage earned by Stalker there. Does end up ripping it, but eventually the duplication ends up running out. Proper with the Pulse Bomb can try and find something here, and at least Team Falcons have managed to get a check on the point.
Yeah, they push all the way in. They end up actually having that Stalker Primal in Sound Barrier that pushes LGD all the way back. And this is going to open up some space because now Smurf is coming through with the real Primal Rage, not a duplicated one. So this will be Falcons pushing on through, then doubling back, now taking the point. Probably not going to see a contest from LGD. This will be a Falcons A checkpoint take.
Yeah, there it is. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go now as that fire truck exits the building. Chio swapping over Brig, potentially? Yeah, there it is. Okay, Brig for Chio. Now just trying to get on top of that high ground and protect Fielder as much as possible. Pulse Bomb still available for Proper.
So now we have Leave on the Echo. So was playing the Far a lot. Now wants to match Stalker on this Echo. Echo was banned that first map, right?
Yeah.
So kind of gives you an idea of that both these teams would love to play this hero.
Yeah, historically quite strong against the Farah, although Farah would ignore the Echo a lot of the time, just spam rockets into the back line, just soften them up and allow your Tracer, your Winston, whoever to dive in it.
And the Cassie's good against the Echo, right? But historically, Tracer has always been like the best against Echo, as looks like Proper's trying to work here towards this high ground. Same with Smurf, is they're going to use the payload to try and get underneath the overpass here, and that's going to try and have OA-LGD split.
All right, nice little roll there, getting into cover from Shy, almost went down. Slowly but surely the payload moving under that low ground like you were saying, but it looks like Monks are ready and raring to go with this nano boost. They know one's on the payload right now, and with Proper exiting, yeah, he needs to either find a trade in the back line, but Gouchway, the nano boost, with the help of Leave, takes care of Fielder. Nano onto Smurf, can he get the same kind of thing done? It ends up getting insta-slept by Monk, so that nano boost not to his full effect, but still manages to kill Shy. And Smurf keeping himself in this fight. Stalker with a duplication on the Cassidy. Doesn't get too much done with that high
still
noon.
Moving. The payload is still moving, though. Like, even though you may end up losing this fight here for Falcons, you do end up getting some space. Big kills there towards the end. Gouchway still with the Primal. Not going to have to use that there, so they do end up holding on. Falcons gets a little bit of progress out of that, but I know it's Gouchway getting into the back line, really making it difficult. For Falcons, really, Fielder dies instantly. Chio gets so far pushed out, not able to help the team.
Oh. All right, there are no Leaves there, all good.
Proper on the Cassie, now it's Stalker on the Tracer.
Yeah, swapping away quite quickly. You got to be scared of Leaves duplicate here. It's going to be a nasty combo with him and Gouchway in the back line. Wow, ripping the Primal Rage there. Stalker forcing that Primal out of him, but Smurf's already dead. I mean, man, there's 1 minute and 30 to go, mate. I mean, Team Falcons, this is not exactly where we'd expect them to get stopped on second, although Midtown second pretty tough to kind of handle anyway.
Yeah, pretty difficult to break on through, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just Shy has been able to pick up some early pickoffs, right? That time just takes out Smurf. Gouchway is starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm here on the Winston.
And they still have the duplication for this next fight. I mean, Gouchway's been such a menace. It's just hard to dislodge the guy.
And you're not really going to get a great value out of this rally here, right? For Falcons, it's like way more of a defensive rally, if anything.
You're waiting for Gouchway to maybe jump in. Same with Leave, right? This is when you're going to use it. There it is. Rally's got to get hit by Chio. Yeah, they knew that was coming from a mile away. But just burning ults, burning time, man. That's perfect. 2 Winston on the field for OA-LGD as Leave duplicates Smurf, but quickly taken care of by Proper.
And that was a big commitment there by Falcons. They end up using the rally, and they end up giving the nano boost over to Chio. So now they're going to try and get proper setup here on this high ground, right? Take this high ground back, slowly get this card around the corner towards the end.
Proper landing headshot after headshot there. Has got the high noon, but split up from the rest of the team. That bubble was perfect from Gushue. And the rally from Lengsa. This is final fight now for Falcons.
So Smurf will end up getting the primal rage here as Gushue putting tons of pressure on Chio, backs him all the way out. You still have Stalker and Smurf still alive, though.
He's still got primal rage, too. Smurf's going to have to go nuclear here. He's going to have to find the backline and then some. Of course, LGD spawns are so close. Monk and Lengsa down. Can Gushue save this fight? Holding on to this primal rage until the very last final few moments as OT is going to disappear in just a moment if they got off this payload.
The Deadeye.
Proper has got the Deadeye, and that's going to be a lot of space created. Gushue in a little bit of trouble, still ducking behind the payload to avoid getting shot clean in the head. But with Smurf dead, what more resources have they really got to play with? Fielder had to jump onto the Kiriko to get back to the point in time, but Monk's already back and closing in on a nano. Overtime disappears, and OALGD stopped the payload on second.
Yeah, and it was a nice bio grenade there from Monk towards the end. Connects with two players, not able to get the cleanse off there. The Karika towards the end for Falcons, but Falcons still put themselves in a position, right, to get another map win. So we take a look at this replay here. Gushue really started to play well on the Winston.
You can see why it's his favorite hero. The one he's best at the very least. I mean, he was holding that primal for so long. Had a lot of trust in his other teammate there to kind of jostle the payload, making sure they didn't end up getting a free cap. And then at the very last second, rip the primal. A long enough time for Lengsa and Monk to come back. They earned nano, and then, yeah, it was all over. All right, let's see what Team Falcons can do on the defense. No Lucio here for Chio.
They made kind of an adjustment about halfway through that round to just ditch the Echo, right? So play the Cassidy with the Tracer. Those two characters in combination pretty strong against the Echo. Maybe you feel like in this type of head-to-head, you have a little bit of an advantage if that's what OALGD decides to mirror.
Yeah, proper on the cast, so no Tracer. Just Cassidy, trying to make sure Leave doesn't get away with anything crazy. On the Echo, if he decides to roll out on that, and then Stalker on the Pharah. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be OALGD's like strongest look with this kind of comp.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have anything else they can go to that's even close, right? So I think if you're Falcons, right, you consider maybe banning like an Ana as this goes on, right? It's going to like force that Winston out yet again.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on the next map, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, we've got to deal with this map first.
So we'll see as OALGD tries to work their way through the choke here. Is a little bit of different approach, right? Gushue goes right over the fire truck here. So it takes a little bit of damage. That'll get healed up by Monk.
Yeah, probably playing a pretty aggressive angle here on the fire truck. It's got all the support in the world, however. Now the nade goes in. Did it land? Think so. Stalker dead. So the hands are shy on the Cassidy. And now they can make their move. That nade onto Smurf is going to heal him all the way up, but not quick enough, though. Smurf down. That is checkpoint progress. And what a sleep from Monk. Proper trying to get out of there, and Leave instantly follows up.
And you see why people attack OALGD with bans that eliminate compositions like this, because they are so good at playing this style, as that is going to be a fast point, a checkpoint. Going to give them a very long time bank here, as looks like one player gets on the touch. Smurf now will jump on, get a touch, but it looks like player's just going to fall here. Yeah, so this will be OALGD taking checkpoint A. Some players not able to make it back to the spawn to get further away. They will fall. So Falcons has a lot of work ahead of them if they want to win this map.
Leave, and showing you why he was the Overwatch League MVP on this pick. High ground control, very important to OALGD. Team Falcons, because they ended up dying, like, kind of staggered there, Matt. They can't quickly, like, claim high ground. They're going to have to literally fight for it. OALGD know exactly that. They can even go aggressive here. I mean, Monk's got nano. I mean, you throw this in onto Gushue, he's going to get primal. This could be a big snowball. There's the nano.
Yep.
Straight in the back line.
Though.
Prime rage available. Ooh, doesn't quite dodge the sleep, however. Waiting for his full duration. Good bash onto Gushue as well.
Yes, he's not able to get up and use that primal, so you end up winning that fight there for Falcons where it didn't look good. Now you have all 5 ultimates, so now you're in a position where you can start to bleed time off of this clock. So, you win another fight or two, then it starts to get real dicey for OALGD.
I sleep. Ooh. Smurf doesn't end up getting naded there. Of course, Arna's sleep dart did get nerfed too on this patch, ever so slightly. So on top of the nerf, the sleep darts versus the tanks already had. Arna's sleep dart, yeah, not sleeping the tanks for all too long. Chio sleeping with the fishes there as Gushway handling him. Oh, the pulse almost returned to center.
I thought he was going to jump into his team.
That would have been a sick clip, just saying.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times in the history of Overwatch.
Yeah.
That is not something you want to do. The payload will move a little bit, so
Stagger, stagger, stagger. Yes.
this is good. More time off the clock for Falcons.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is so painful. Not quite an FRD for Idwina stagger there, but it's good enough.
I mean, that sucks, though. Like, I know that's going to get another 8 or so seconds off the clock to get Monk back in the action, right? So, and then I know with some other time run off, they're going to be below 3 minutes. So just like that, we go from 5 minutes on the clock to below 3. It's Falcons now with the Nano, right? Maybe you get aggressive here with Smurf, right? Take it to the back line, get them to use that rally. Then you kind of have another situation where you're in a great spot to hold.
Trying to dislodge Smurf there. That hint nade would have been a death sentence, I think, for Smurf if he stayed around a moment longer. 3 minutes to go now. Slowly burning that time back down. There's the Nano. On to Smurf. Does get bashed away. As he's trying to just jostle with his front line. I mean, he's hitting a lot of people with that Tesla cannon, but cannot get that Primal Rage. And just gets focused out. And now with the high noon, it's that payload is going to start moving ever so quickly for LGD.
You still had the payload contest.
Smurf is getting rolled.
Yeah, it was Stalker underneath who was able to actually kind of contest that, but this is going to be the Nano on Gushway. He's going to push us towards the back line.
What a kill from Leave there. Proper didn't know what was coming. 2.5 minutes to go. No ults in the bank for LGD as Falcons. I mean, with Smurf dead, who's going to really touch the point here? Proper's only just getting back to the fight as well. Stalker's pretty low, has to get back ever so quickly. Hits the recall, long enough for Smurf to come back in, but Fiona and Cheer are already dead. He is going to get the Primal map, but there's no supports.
Yeah, you're going to have Smurf, though, with the Primal. He's going to last a little bit. Stalker there with a pulse bomb.
0.01 meters, links it with the shield bash. There's the kill. OALGD tying the series up.
And you see why teams target OALGD to get some of these Winston comps out of the way. Falcons does not do that, and they end up taking this one and tie the series. I think this is also like a little bit where Falcons, you kind of, you come in, you're so strong, you have Smurf, you got Hanbin, right? Like, okay, fine, we don't mind, we'll mirror, right? We believe you're good enough. And maybe you want to gotta get Hanbin back in this game. Maybe you want to get some compositions that you feel like you have a slight advantage. Because when we watched Twisted Minds play OALGD, Twisted Minds did not play around. They targeted that Winston every single map to get him out of the game. And it was a clean 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, that first map on Busan, in that series, Matt, it was Twisted Minds banning the Ana, and the next game, like, look, we're just going to target ban you as much as we possibly can. This is what's quite exciting about this format too, is that you can do this. Teams can't, like, oh, one trigger star, one trigger comp anymore. Like, that isn't really possible. You have to have a few more bits and pieces in your back pocket to really be successful.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to figure out who the best team in Overwatch is, right? Not who's the best team at playing one exact mirror style of play. Now this will be Falcons with an opportunity to make some decisions of their own, right? I know they will be able to kind of pick the map here, potentially first ban. So we'll see what Krusty and Falcons decides they want to do here.
Yeah, I'm curious of what Falcons are also going to ban, because it's got to be a ban, I think, for OALGD here for their Ana, and that'll be on the Falcon side, of course. But we'll have to wait and see. But before we get into that, let's jump down to Puckett in the studio.
Great stuff, gentlemen, and fantastic work from OALGD. These two gentlemen called a 3-0, but that was before the monkey business started.
Hey,
let's talk about
I gave LGD
what we
a
just
map.
saw here. Did you give them a map?
I did. I said I believe. I thought they could get something done.
I don't believe.
But I think the series is a long series. They won, but it's a long series, and now ball's into Falcons' court, right? Their opportunity to set the tone, pick map and mode.
The great news for Gushway, you can only ban Winston once. That was done in game number 1. Let's take a look at the highlights here, because the Pharah was out, and we saw you guys talking on the side that maybe it was a better comp this time around from OALGD. Or do you think it was just a few mistakes being made by Falcons here, Jake?
Well, to be honest, I think you look at the DPS, we saw Shy stick to the hit scan, leave, playing the Echo, he's great on it, and the Tracer mean, this is the comp that OA LGD cut their teeth on. Tracer, Hitscan, Winston, Ana, Brig, just every piece. Maybe they didn't get as much time to compete this year, but this team knows this comp. They know it front to back, any map. They're not going to need them a ton of practice time to be elite on this style. And Falcons and vice versa, they probably haven't played it so much this meta where mostly it's been Han been getting the starting time.
As we take a look at the highlights, the sleep darts were so crucial. Monk was banging those left and right. So talk to me, McGravy. Ana's probably going to get banned here in the future. So what does Monk do in the future?
I think you got to up the tempo. Once this Ana gets banned out, you can't play this slower, more methodical way of playing Winston, which I think OA LGD loves doing. That, like you said, that's what they cut their teeth on. So I think once Ana gets banned out, maybe potentially go to the Kiri Lucio. That's something we saw from Team Falcons at the very start. It didn't have a ton of success, but that's simply because Ana Brig is a better composition. So potentially you'll see the Kiri Lucio come out from OA LGD.
OA LGD knots it up at 1-1. That was their map pick, which means Falcons is going to be choosing not only the map, but the game mode coming up here. Falcons mentioned they're not afraid of anything, right? They have strength across the board. So if you're OA LGD, what's the best case scenario moving forward? We did just get news, by the way. Maker is out. They went 0-3 in groups. So OA LGD is playing tomorrow in the round of 12. Now they're playing arguably for the second seed, if not cause a three-way tie at the top.
Yeah, when you think about the maps, OA LGD's best case scenario now is getting taken to an escort, but Falcons is in control, and Falcons, and on the other side of it, does not want to let OA LGD play an escort. They just don't want that to happen. It's slower, it's more methodical, like I was saying earlier. You want them to up the pace a little bit, play a flatter map where you can play the D.Va and get Hamid back in.
All right, we could potentially see Flashpoint being chosen after watching that control. So Jake, let's take a look at what we have remaining in our map pool and what we should expect to see here. If you're a Falcon fan, looking across the board, you have Push, Escort, or Flashpoint. What do you want to see?
I actually have a different take. I think for Falcons, you want to just bite the bullet and take the best possible escort for you, because you look at that pool. I mean, Dorado is a very scary map, very similar to what we saw in Midtown. Very possible to play that same Winston style. Winston, Hitscan, Tracer, something very comfortable for OA LGD. If you take us to something like a Circuit Royale, a Shambali Monastery, these are where maps that are very poke heavy, very rush heavy, and probably going to be more difficult. So you can kind of block Dorado by picking an escort. Would like to see that, but Falcons has surprised me with their map picks before. So I think they are a tricky team. They're not scared to take the Winston Mirror, and they might also want to show that by just, like you said, maybe upping the pace on Flashpoint, relying on their support tempo over the tank matchup.
There you have it from our analyst. Let's go to the stage and check out what we are going to see for map number 3. This is the swing game in the best of 5 series, and Falcons have control. Welcome back in, everybody, as we take a look at the beautiful Esports World Cup stage. Falcons versus OA LGD. This is Group B, and for Game 3, the Falcons choose McGravy. Are you right?
Bruna Posse. Yeah, so they ended up going for a push, which I think they'll go with, and they'll kind of up the tempo a little bit. I do agree with Jake's point a little bit. I do think denying the escort would have good, but I think Falcons just wants to change tempo here. They do not want to play the slow style that OA LGD is so good at.
We saw Stalker running the Tracer leave. We thought he was going to get bested in that last map. He was popping off on the Tracer. What are the heroes banned? They don't want to see a Brigitte. Why are Falcons removing this from the game?
I mean, this is exactly what McGravy said, right? Like, this is the classic hero that slows the game down, that can shut down some of these dives, enable heroes like Ana to really get a ton of value. So the Brig ban, I think it's great. Protects also your Lucio Kiri, allows you to be aggressive. The D.Va ban, though, is going to limit some of Hanbin's potential effectiveness. We could even see Smurf playing. However, they both have a ton of tricks in the bag. So, yes, you can ban D.Va, but I think that doesn't really stifle what Falcons want to bring. They can still bring the pace, still bring the tempo.
I'm trying to look at the stage. Is Smurf still in? We're about to find out. This Game 3 kicking off any moment.
He is.
And there is Smurf once again. So they have faith in him. Is he going to be on the Winston McGravy?
I think there's a real possibility. I think they might just end up taking it away from the Ana Brig and play something faster, like I was talking about, like the Kiri Lucio. I think that's a real possibility here. I think Falcons maybe just ups the tempo and tries to run over OA LGD.
Incredible stuff here from our analysts as we are breaking down all of the action. Remember, this is a 4-day event. We are just in day number 2. What are they playing for? Their spot in the bracket. And if you're a Falcons fan, the club championship push is loading up. We got our casters ready to rock, so let's send it over to the boys when they're ready. We got Matt, Mr. X, and Mr. Jaws.
Thank you very much, Pucker. Yeah, Matt, Mr. X, and Mr. I like that a lot, actually.
What? I like my
Mr.
name.
Jaws.
Yeah, Mr. Jaws.
Yeah, put that in front of my name. Yeah, I like that a lot. More authority, you know, more, you know. Sounds cooler.
You don't need more authority.
Why not?
It's all in the fish.
No. What's wrong with
that?
What's that got to do with anything?
No, Puckett he was like, hey, I don't know about this Jaws guy.
He was not saying that.
Like, I'm not really too sure either. Yeah, no, he was.
We took the same bus, bro. What are you saying? No.
So-
Bruno Seppi, man. It's good.
Yeah, this is obviously the newest push map to
Yeah.
Overwatch 2. You see OA LGD, they actually get rid of the Diva here. It's a little bit of a fun removal. And then we'll see the Brig on the other side gone. So this is going to have Smurf playing the Junker Queen here. When we casted OA LGD a little bit earlier, we did see Gushue play the Malga. It wasn't great. They were playing it into Twisted Minds, who was playing a lot of like Diva and Sigma. So against the Junker Queen, though, it's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's kind of rough for the Malga in those matchups. Of course, the Matrix just eats so many of your shots, and then you just get run over by everything else. Like any kind of shielding, the Malga's good at shredding through it, but any kind of CC, Malga falls over. So, yeah, a little rough. A little bit of a better matchup here versus Smurf, but still going to be...
It can be tough to keep the Queen alive in these types of situations, right?
No shield or anything like that. You got the shout, of course, but that's about it. Geo, first blooded by Shy. And now they just try and hound down the front line. And yeah, Smurf and the Team Falcons comp, they have to go quick. They have to get on that backline ASAP. Otherwise, Gushue is going to cycle those cardiac overdrives, and they've got too much sustain.
Yeah, and I wonder if Falcons was able to watch any of the OA LGD series the other day, because you could have seen that the Malga pick was something that they've gone to. And then maybe do you have like Hanbin in the game, right? Although Hanbin's great on Queen, right? If you're going to play Queen, like maybe have Hanbin in, right? Can kind of match, whether it be like Sigma Malga, different styles to play like that. So interesting decisions here from Falcons.
Barrage closing in for Stalker. Has to back off pretty quickly though. The rush has been pulled, although Monk just gets knifed from across the map. Gracie with a magnet on it by the looks of it. Sticking to that, those metal cat ears from Monk. Smurf claims another one, double kill for the tank in the front line. They end up trading their rushes there, making sure that checkpoint doesn't get unlocked. Smurf with 4 kills. Oh, you know how it be. Just another day in the office.
Smurf going crazy there. Kitsune rush there for both teams, but then Smurf able... So Queen, when you start to get those bleeds, right, they kind of give a little bit of a buff to that lately, so you can actually kind of do considerable more amounts of healing. So we'll see now how they decide to kind of play in this next fight coming up. We take a look. I know Smurf doing some nice damage just with the Queen shotgun.
Yeah, it is insane the amount of sustain now. And if you hit a couple of people with the Rampage as well, you are not dying in
Yeah, but they may
fight.
cleanse it, though, right? We have the Kuriku in the game, right? So there is an opportunity to get the cleanse.
Yeah. Most important in that matchup for sure, saving that cleanse. You can force it early. That's a go time for the Queen.
Cage fight barrage here, potential for OA LGD.
Prop is nearing that Bob. Obviously, knowing that cage fight is coming up, Prop wants to be as far away as possible. Nice bit of dynamite damage too as they slowly push this payload around this corner, but this is it. You have to get this cage out of Gushue as quick as possible.
Both teams playing so passive here around this corner, and you're actually going to build up probably both rushes yet again.
Yeah. Oh, easily, yeah. Bob's going to come in, try and start the fight off. Here's the barrage and the cage straight on top. Oh, they end up trading. Stalker from an even higher high kills Leave, but that dead eye only set for one target from Shy as Stalker is just picked out of the air.
Yes, cage fight's still extremely powerful. You capture everybody inside of that barrage, even though it doesn't get one, it's very difficult. I mean, you're asking a lot of the support's going to move on in through there to heal everybody up. Is Smurf still with the Rampage? So we'll see how they decide to end up using that. You can use it to like maybe even kind of like counter Rush, right? They drop Rush, you know they're going to kind of play within it. Then you use that Rampage going to go on through.
Charm is getting taken out by Spam there. A little bit of dynamite damage. Yeah, of course, Monk knowing that there's Rampage is coming up. Same with the rest of the team. They're all kind of huddled right now. It's like, okay, if you rush us, that's fine. Or, sorry, you Queen us, that's fine. We'll just hit the Suzy. Speaking of rushes, there we go. There's 2. Oh, luckily for Smurf there, everybody lined on up. So from almost 0 HP
I was gonna say,
to 100% HP with one ult.
Yeah, you use that rampage, and Smurf was extremely low. Goes right on through. The ticks of the healing there for the Queen is just going to body block in the Mauga there.
You don't have time to Suzu in that. Like, he's already 100% the time that you can
I mean,
throw it down.
Even if you just hit the button and get back to full HP, it's worth, right? I mean, you get insane value out of that. So Shy does make a change. Cassidy now gone, so going to bring in the Ashe. So that's going to give a little bit more long-range potential. I think here on Rinasapi with like the long sight lines, I actually like the Ashe pick a bit better.
Yeah, when I first initially played this map, I'm like, man, look, that's a flank-heavy map. There's so many small corridors you can go through. Can be pretty terrifying if you're a backliner. HCOM's not exactly wanting to do that, of course. They just want to walk at each other and kill each other. Gushue proper end up trading. As long as Smurf stays alive, it could be in Team Falcons' favor, but unfortunately, Shy just an open playing field there to shoot everybody in the head. And he does so very easily.
A very slight lead, though, here for Falcons, right? No, less than a meter in terms of their advantage. Sound barriers for both sides here going into the next fight. You're also slowly nearing that cage fight barrage combination, so that's what OA LGD really wants to play around here. If you can maybe even, get the sound barrier out beforehand, you get the cage fight down, it's going to give really Chio a split second to be able to get that beat off inside.
Doable. Yo, there's a boot. Oh, nice coach gun. Proper dodge in that one. Leaf taking a headshot in return. Still with the barrage, and Gushue with the cage coming up. There's the barrage and the Suzu on top, just to make sure Leaf stays alive. Both sound barriers also being utilized in this fight as a later barrage kills Shy. They do no trading, of course, with Leaf with an easy target. Stalker stuck in that mid-air animation, and now Chio in trouble, trying desperately to stay up here, forcing OA LGD to claim some more lives before they get that checkpoint.
Oh, wait, what?
There it is. There's the rush, the cage coming through. I mean, they've got to be able to keep themselves alive here. Gushue eventually is going to be able to chew through.
How are they still alive?
Coming in, just making sure they focus down proper. But yeah, not sure. He's just an immortal being, is proper.
Chio.
Every single bit of damage thrown at him, and proper just stands tall.
Chio and Fielder is such a cheat code, man. Like, they are able to just live inside of that cage fight with that Kitsune rush down, keep proper up as well.
It's like they hit the God mode button.
And they just get players back in the fight. I mean, it has to be
It's a miracle.
so easy playing with those players in the back line.
If you have that back line in a ranked game, you know you've won. You're not dying.
Even you could have success on DPS with that back line, I think. So,
that's crazy talk.
The Smurf.
My Widow goes crazy, man. I don't need no support.
Yeah, gold.
What do you say? We're not getting into this. We're not getting into this.
There's no real incentive here for, like, Falcons still obviously have the lead, right? So there's really not a ton of incentive for them to, like, be the ones that are the aggressors here, pushing the pace. But now, I mean, this is going to have an opportunity. They're going to have to use his sound barrier, right? You end up losing Stalker early on. It's a must-win fight.
Good backup here. Shy's going extremely low. Look at the aggression onto Shy, but no, Leaf's actually there to the rescue. An instant rocket kills Fielder. A sound barrier there from Chio to try and turn the tides. Of course, losing the fire that early is not a good sign. They should be able to get checkpoint here, Matt.
Yeah, and it's cardiac overdrive there for Gushue as well. That connects with Shy. He's able to kind of get some benefits of that. So that big Mauga cooldown. This should be a huge advantage here for OA LGD. Double support ult coming in here. Less than a meter. Still a lot of time left in the game, though.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go. A really early rush. You can see they want to secure the checkpoint, and they do. That Bob not arriving in time. Sent by second class now there instead of first class, unfortunately. And proper in the gang, Team Falcons having to back all the way up now as OALGD take a massive advantage in that checkpoint.
Yeah, and OALGD, they hold on to sound barrier here, right? So what they're going to do is back up a little bit, allow Falcons to try and be aggressive, then use that sound barrier a little bit later, knowing that it's not available on the other side, then take the fight. There's no reason for them to keep this pressure going.
Going to path a little differently there as Team Falcons trying to get a shot with this rampage. Nice axe swing from Smurf. You can see that health building all the way up again. No Suzu available, but I don't think Gushue needs it, to be honest. Although he's kept in that fight long enough for Leaf to get a couple of kills. An extremely scrappy one at that. You got to be careful. Leaf's still up. He's alive and well. Plus, with 82 meters, OALGD in such a good spot to take this map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 1:20 on the clock here as the bot starts to move back into OALGD territory here. Is Falcon's going to get some players off of spawn, so Chio's going to get Fielder back in the action. Is Fielder now you're gonna ditch the Kiri, you're gonna move over to the Baptiste here, so value that immortality field.
Just gonna burn the ultimates from Team Falcons here. OALGD don't really need to take a lot of fights, just try and stall them out for as long as possible with a minute to go.
Gouche takes so much damage, but that's gonna allow Monk see how fast he's gonna build towards his rush.
I mean, he's gonna get it in a couple of minutes. Just farming that rush. They've got Cage. They've got so many ults coming up. Falcons need to be able to pull something here. They need to be able to secure a kill. Stalker's Barrage gets a lot of damage done, and there it is. Okay, the flip, the control of the bot now in favor of Team Falcons, but they need to win back-to-back fights here. Maybe even 2.5 fights, if that. I mean, 30 seconds to go. Playing on a knife's edge.
Still very doable though, right? You're going to end up probably with an Amp Matrix here in this next fight. Sound Barrier. But man, I mean, OALGD, they're just kind of playing. You have an opportunity to just alt dump here for OALGD.
Chio's Sound Barrier has to be like 3x value, like, is huge. A pick onto Chio here is a loss, basically, for Team Falcons. OALGD nearing 5 ultimates with the rush that can start them off, and even a rush can be overwhelming with the Team Falcons comp. There's the TP, there's the Cage, Barrage on top, that's all over. OALGD clip the wings of Falcons and find themselves on match point.
So this is a big shock, I think, to Falcons and the crowd. So you see Shy is like, hey,
oh, you're booing me? You're booing me?
So look at this. I mean, Falcons, I mean, they are being pushed right now by OALGD, who, I mean, quite frankly, after we watched them play Twisted Minds the other day, I was like, I'm writing them off. I mean, this is a team I thought they could make it pretty far, but OALGD picking up here as we move on later into the tournament.
Chinese fans coming out in the LED, awesome. Like, neon signs as well. Not LED, neon. And looking sick.
I need one of those. That was pretty sick. So, and mind you, this is also a Falcons map pick, right? They were able to get that map ban, right? So now as we move into our quasi halftime, I think Falcons has a lot of decisions to make. I think you have to go back to try and going after those dive-centric compositions, right? Get them out of the way.
Chinese fans showing up in Storm. I mean, this team, and especially when they're Hangzhou Spark as well, in Team China, they're just loved by the community. They always have been. You can see a couple of them getting booed as well. They're getting off. All in good sportsmanship, of course, though. And where do we go here, Matt, next for bans? What is on the top of your head? What do you think?
I mean, what? You're looking at escort maps, potentially, or Flashpoint would be the options. I mean, there's probably a decent chance they go Flashpoint, right? And potentially you see like a Surafasa pick. I think that would be something that Falcons potentially wants to do. Maybe stay away from the escort. I believe they were kind of talking about on the desk where maybe the Korean teams don't really want to play as much escort. So potentially you see that come in here next.
On a ban maybe as well? The Falcons?
The Ana ban would definitely get them away from like those like Winston kind of like centric comps, but it also seems like Falcons wants to play some Ana as well, so it's not as easy as just getting rid of the Ana and being totally fine with it. I think this will be pretty interesting for Falcons, at least here early on, like on our screen for the next lobby, you do see that the tank slot is empty, so that would tell you that they want to bring Hanbin back in. Where do you see them try and go towards Sigma? I think Hanbin can also play Queen, right? You can play the Maga, Diva, so a lot of different options really outside of that Winston.
Match point for OALGD right now against Team Falcons, who have been undefeated so far at EWC. We'll jump down to Puckett and the guys to break it down.
Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations, OALGD, on 2 map victories so far, and that's a bit shocking if you listened to these 2 gentlemen at the start of the matchup. Falcons coming in with a 2-0 record, looking very strong, but I feel like the Chinese squad is starting to find their footing, Jake. They're heating up as this tournament goes on.
They are doing just that and showing a few different styles, not only the Winston, but the Mauga that fell flat for them on day 1, finally finding its stride. And I think a huge part of that was the hit scan matchup. I felt Shy was consistently finding picks onto Proper, and that's just not something you can allow playing at this level. And for Shy, I mean, that's sort of his obvious strength, playing the hit scan mirror and Proper, while incredibly flexible, has struggled at times against world-class hit scan like Lip, like Shy in the past.
leave the 2021 MVP, having some clutch play there on Farah. But as you mentioned, Shy was the player to watch. On the other side, McGravy, Proper and Stalker, no slouches. And you were saying off camera that this may be the best DPS lineup we're going to see today.
Yeah, potentially. These guys are easily top 3, no debate. Potentially top 1. Yeah, I feel like they really struggled. These kind of matchups are more macro heavy, so it wasn't so much they were playing poorly. It was kind of more poor team decisions, I would say, with their ult usage. They were trying to use Barrage a little too early. They ended up finding it towards the end, but by then, OA LGD had such a good lead that it was just a little too late.
And you can see the celebrations. They know how meaningful this matchup is. They could cause that 3-way tie at 2-1 here in Group B. Excellent stuff so far. And I also want to shout out a guy on the other side for the Falcons. Is that Coach Krusty in the building here, Jake?
Yeah, he's out there making his map choices. Now see where he goes. Is it going to be to one of these flashpoint maps, keep up the tempo, stay confident, or are you going to go to the escort? Honestly, I do want to see the escort. I think you do not want this series to be, imagine you win flashpoint and we go to a Winston mirror on Dorado. You got to be a little worried about that with the way Shy is playing on the hit scan, the way Gushue looks on the Winston. You know, those heroes being available on a Dorado, I don't want to see that as a Team Falcons fan. I want to see them block those out. Go to circuit, bring Hanbin back in. He won his first map. Give him another shot.
Yeah, I want to see Chef Krusty. I know he's known for making good food, but I want to see him cook something up, and I want him to put Hanbin back in and give him the keys to this team because he has been absolutely dominant when he has played, as we've seen it throughout this whole tournament, and I think you just give it over to him at this point.
Krusty, of course, leading San Francisco Shock in his time as a coach in the Overwatch League to multiple titles. Here he is trying to get the Falcons back in the matchup, and in just a little bit, we'll see where they decide to play. Jake, break it down for me, though. If I was just joining the stream, what's the biggest surprise so far? Who is the star performer up to this point through 3 games?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's really a full court press from OA LGD. They're coming together as a team, finding their footing after a very weak start to the tournament. Uncharacteristic for this team, but they've been out of practice. They haven't been competing. Now, against the toughest team they've faced, they're meeting the moment.
When we come back, we find out, can Falcons force a Game 5, or is it going to be OA LGD causing a 3-way tie at the top? We'll be right back.
You ever wondered how a Hollywood movie is shot? On a Sony. You review it on a Sony. And how do you make that sound epic? You record it on a Sony. Lunch break on a Sony. So why wouldn't you watch it on a Bravia by Sony?
Things are heating up here in Riyadh as we welcome you all back. This is Overwatch 2 at the Esports World Cup. We are nearing the final matches across all groups, and this is the final fight in Group B. The Falcons find themselves down 2-1 to force a Game 5. We'll see what map they choose. Jake, where are they going to take us?
I want to see Escort. I want to see a block pick. It's going to be Circuit Royale. Same choice I would have made. Bring Hanbin back in. The Diva, the Sigma, stable, slow heroes. The one wrinkle, though, is Shy. This is a map where hitscan reigns supreme. Shy, I feel, has been getting the edge on proper.
Reinhardt is the ban. What are they trying to protect here, McGravy?
That's an interesting ban. We haven't seen a lot of Reinhardt out of this tournament. These aren't teams that are really known for playing the Reinhardt super frequently. You're looking towards maybe your space station to play the Reinhardt. Potentially just stopping maybe a fast, may run you over sort of composition since you want to play slower with Hanbin on those Sigma, maybe the Diva.
Any surprises here to see Brigitte banned? That means Ana's definitely going to be on the map, yeah?
Potentially. I mean, I think the Brig ban is sort of an interesting choice. Maybe it enables you to play a faster dive style with like a Lucio and a Kiri, but I don't know. I think even in the past, we've seen some of these slow comps be played without Brig on the map, and dive isn't necessarily a hard counter.
Awesome stuff. The stage is set. The players getting locked in as we welcome Hanbin back to the main stage for the Falcons. With Smurf out, how much pressure's on Hanbin's shoulders?
Listen, this guy is cool as a cucumber. I mean, this guy has been through it ever since he first got onto the scene with Paris Eternal in Season 3 of the Overwatch League. This guy has just been dominating from start to finish. There is no reason for this guy to be feeling anything right now. He knows he's the best, and that is Sir Majid in on the game. What does that tell us, Jake?
We did not expect this at all, Jake.
Well, we've got Brig out, and this is a place we've seen Majid play before, an insanely talented flex player in his own right. So this says to me we're going to a double flex sport style. Good opportunity for the Iliari, right? Without Brig in the mix, we could see Iliari get playtime on the map and potentially be effective against some of these fast dive styles. This is a very linear map. You got a lot of open space, easy to keep your distance.
I also think this is a potential to see that Ana Zen that they had pulled out earlier today. They had played that Diva Ana Zen. They played that really greedy sort of support style, and they really supported Hanbin. Ana Zen, I would say, is arguably the best support composition to play Diva with.
The match is set. The players are ready, so let's send it back to our casters. Jaws, take it away.
Thanks, Pockets. Yes, here we go. Circuit Royale for Team Falcons and OA LGD. Matt, Team Falcons, they're bound the ride.
Yeah,
they're going to Circuit.
A little bit of an odd pick there to get rid of the Reinhardt, right? But probably more like protecting something like... and also for the Brig ban on the other side of things, right? There's a lot of slow compositions you can play here on Circuit, like with Sir Majid in the game, right? You think you probably see like an Ilari come into the mix. So a lot of options here for Falcons, but OA LGD, they're kind of like in control of the series right now.
They are, yeah, 2-1 up. Falcons, of course, lost one map against Twisted Minds a little bit earlier on. That was on a Suravasa, a Flashpoint map. But as we roll out, of course, double flex support with Sir Majid coming in. Ilari is so good on this map, very good at spam damage. Just in general, focusing down a lot of the shields. Ideally, you just like ping someone in the head and then your other DPS kind of follow up, and you do a lot of additional damage. And even with the Widows, to be fair, too, if you chunk a Widow down, the other Widow player, your Widow player, sorry, just needs to hit a body shot, and they're done. So I'm excited to see what Sir Majid could do. But Shy started off with a bang, headshot and Stalker out of the skies.
Yeah, so that is really something you're worried about, right? Where Shy, like how Jake was mentioning, can pick up that Widow, pick up the hit scan,
He's a beast.
Dominant as anyone. So,
oh, they're going to meet each other in the air?
Ooh, should be an awesome head-to-head matchup.
Yeah, Shy versus Proper on Widow. Woo. That's what dreams are made of.
The tank advantage, though, should be massive here, though.
Right.
With, like, Hanbin versus Gushue, like, you know, playing that Sigma.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Gushue not exactly known for the Sigma. Hanbin, on the other hand. Oh, I mean, you don't need to be known for your Sigma if you're Shy can just keep doing this, though, Matt. Come on now.
No, not at all. As this would actually make things really interesting in the group, right? Because 3 teams would finish at 2-1, right? Because Twisted Minds ends up beating Makers in the end. So Twisted Minds beats OALGD. You know, then Falcons beats Twisted Minds, but then, you know, LGD beats Falcons. Like, all three teams side would be quite
Don't
fascinating.
test him again.
Nah, you can't.
Shy again.
When he starts feeling it, it is
go time.
He's up there with, like, you know, proper Quartz, Merit, like some of the most dominant hit scan players we have.
100%. When he's on fire, he is on fire. Had that crazy Dorado game with 80% accuracy on the railguns. That's a big captive sun from Surmajed. Although the land from Monk's going to help them out. Lynx with his own captive sun. Spots one. Surmajed in trouble. Oh, used the shift to get onto the high ground. That pylon's going to heal him up in time. And that lamp too coming in from Fielder. Mad clutch. Barrage from the back though as Harbin steps a little bit too far forward and scores a kill onto Harbin, and Gushue follows it up with a nice little flux onto the front line.
Oh, I mean, you know, so much time has gone off the clock already. You know, a minute and 40 seconds left here for Team Falcons. I know it'll be an inforsite from Proper, so that'll give them a little bit of an advantage. You know, allow them to kind of move the bot a little bit further up as we see the inforsite now used here by Proper. Gonna buy some space here, allow Falcons to move the payload.
Can Proper shut Shy down? That is the question. Of course, knows exactly where he is. Oh, gets spoofed off the map there without a grapple. Body shot onto Leave. Proper repositioning. Here comes the flux. Shy still waiting for people to peek, though, to try and capitalize. Almost clears Surmajed there, but no, Proper to shut him down. And there's the pulse bomb. Okay, Team Falcons now finding their tempo.
Yeah, still pretty good hold there for OA LGD. So they're able to get a hold for a period of time there now. 3 minutes on the clock for Falcons. So they will move up, try and deny space here from OA LGD.
They can play super far up here as well. Of course, if they do manage to make sure Shy doesn't get a crazy angle here by just kind of holding doors, that'll be way more beneficial for their cart push, but it looks like they're going to forego that and just back up a little bit now. They see OA LGD grouping as 5.
So look at how much space, though, Falcons, you know, by pushing up, right, getting around this corner.
Still in a good spot.
They're going to get, and no, you do have double support ult here, so this will be Amp Matrix here from Monk early on. Just try and stop that push from Falcons.
There's the window. So ALGD's fired away. Oh, didn't quite eat that one. Oh, dearie me. OALGD. That is the one cooldown you need to save for that Alario, is that grasp. Perfectly timed there by Surmajed. That might just be second point. OALGD is they're gonna have to scrape in there to get a touch.
It's going to be very close if they do try and touch. Without, like, a Tracer, though, I think you may end up having to just give this up.
Yeah, a couple of meters. Someone's going to have to get in there. Leave's going to jump on, but met by Surmajed. And there is the eat from Harbin too. Alariot going by the wayside. 2 minutes to go. Still trying to jostle on the point here, trying to get a bit of extra, a couple of seconds off of the time bank, but there you go. Team Falcons on what was quite a devastating first push. Only had about 1 minute and 30 on that first point. They managed to cap second in good pace.
Can OA LGD play, like, a dive into this? Like, I think potentially you could you try and play the Winston? Could you play the Diva here, potentially?
It's so rough, though.
It's pretty rough.
Would say the Diva more than the Winston. You need to eat so much spam.
You could also play the Maga, right? We've seen them try the Maga, you know, specifically against Twisted Minds into the Sigma. They're not able to win it, but still an option here.
Oh, dear me. All right, Shy getting a couple of shots there. Proper activating his sights extremely late. So Shy's going to be a massive disadvantage in the 1v1. Proper grappling away from the flux, still catches one. Harbin in trouble, gets the lamp to stay alive. Proper not being able to find an angle either as Shy claims he had another kill. Good headshot onto Leave, but doesn't quite get the kill. That Widow nerfed quite some time ago. Paying dividends there for Leaves. He manages to stay alive. And a 180 rocket onto Stalker. He's on the Tracer now.
The Tracer, I think, probably, no, he's been on the Tracer for a little bit, but still probably good to put that pressure constantly on Shy, right? Not a lot of defense there from OALGD keeping him up, so Proper trying to get an angle here, just getting spammed out, you know, with some of the Sigma shots. This is huge for OALGD, right? Just getting some time here, getting control of the choke. This is going to be the flux here from Harbin.
What a dirty shot there from Shy. Straight there under the payload. Onto Fielder. Fielder did not see Shy where he was. There's absolutely no way he had vision. Shy at least kills Stalker, I suppose. So a little bit more of a stagger there. Stalker not able to get a pulse bomb off. A little bit rough for the Tracer so far.
OALGD burning down the clock here. The Flux, nothing for Falcons in that previous fight. It's Surmajed here, Captive Sun.
An extremely aggressive push there from Surmajed, but does aid it proper in getting a kill. Double kill for the Widow for Team Falcons. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be proper. Maybe looking for more here too, but no, there you go. Team Falcons with an almost team kill there on OA LGD.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a scare there as they kind of move in with the Captive Sun, use it towards that high ground where some players are playing. So leave now off of the far. Will kind of contest this here with the Tracer as that payload makes it around the corner. We take a look here from Popper's POV. I mean,
See you, Lee.
Nuts.
Leave thinking Proper was way far up that staircase.
Yes, Surmajed, after using that ultimate, now switches over to the Kariko.
Yeah, they know Lengster's got his ultimate up in a moment, so that Suzu is going to be very important to use, making sure no one gets blown up. Oh, my word. Just still want to test him. Not sure. Surmajed definitely does, though.
Playing so cautious here.
Yeah.
And now with the Inversight here, everybody for OA LGD has to be careful.
Yeah, Shy on this high ground. Surmajed going for a flank, though, straight over the shop. Shy in trouble! Surmajed taking Shy out. That's one less threat now you have to deal with. Proper, though, traded by Leave. Lengster in the little 1v1 there versus Surmajed, but ends up losing it, so ends up having to back down. A nice lamp will make sure they survive that flux, but Lengster throwing in that Captive Sun secures them the team fight. And with 10 seconds to go now, Matt, it's up to Fielder really to find a pick, find anything at this point.
Yes, Hanbin's going to go over to the Doomfist here, come back, try and get a touch. It's going to be Stalker who gets it first. That's going to be the recall just to trigger OT.
Okay, Hanbin's going to get there as well, but I mean, Shy right now, he's got a view of the entire battlefield. Nice rock onto Stalker. That'll be it. Payload halted before third.
Yeah, OA LGD still gives themselves a chance to potentially win this series without even having to complete the map, right? So all you're looking at is Shy to continue that hot play on the Widow as Surmajed plays it up to the crowd. Yeah, he's having the time of his life.
Let's have a look at some of those shots from Shy. Just a beast. And look at this shot as well. Oh my,
I mean, what do you do?
Nothing better in Overwatch than seeing good Widow play. Same for Proper too, to be fair.
Yeah, Proper is starting to come alive there towards the end as well. You see the double kill there from Proper. So the Widowmaker's having an extreme impact here.
I love it. All right. See how OLGD do in their attack. Yeah, this group's been pretty interesting, especially after that loss against Twisted Minds. I mean, you were saying a little bit earlier, like, man, they do not look good right now. Like, Twisted Minds, obviously a strong team in their own right, but OLGD just didn't look there in that game at all.
No, I mean, they looked completely stuck. It's also their first game, right? And this team has not played Overwatch competitively at this level in a very long time. So could have been taken off guard just a little bit as Falcons looks like they will play the far here to kick things off. They will play aggressive around this first corner.
I'm not sure Lynx is going to stay on the Weaver, but you never know. Lucio, speed everybody out, and then changing, I would imagine. Shy looking for Proper to peek. Doesn't find anybody. Okay. Oh, Lynx is actually just running out with the Lucio by the looks of it, so no Alari on the attack.
Yeah, maybe you want the speed to kind of collapse on the Hanbin, maybe put some pressure on the back line, but yeah, a little bit of an interesting decision to ditch the Alari, which has been pretty effective.
Yeah, it really has. Nice spam damage. Kind of annoying for the Widow this patch, like Fire just does so much damage. If you do end up taking a rocket, even just the splash damage can be annoying and you have to back up. Because otherwise you're just going to get body shot by the other Widow. You don't even need a headshot. Oh! Good start though for Team Falcons.
I mean, watching from Shy's POV, you don't even see Proper on the screen. I mean, how are you supposed to defend that as Links to Willfall, so this will be a team wipe here for Falcons. They'll be able to deal with Leave here in a second. Yeah, so they will get a stop here. So now we'll see if OALGD decides to make any changes, at least right now. Looks like there's none.
His rocket spam, so annoying. They're very easy to dodge at that range, but still kind of frustrating to deal with. Lengster as well, it's worth keeping in mind, Matt. He's not getting a lot of ult charge because it's mainly Gushue taking damage in the front line. Leave as well, kind of every now and then, but this is what happens. You end up getting one shot. So the Lucio, the value there in terms of healing isn't comparable to what Surmajed's doing, who's just dishing out a ton of damage on top of the healing.
Yeah, and you're not really playing like a death ball, right? So you're not going to be able to just kind of amp heal and stand there and get tons of value. So Monk now has actually built his Amp Matrix, so what are you going to do? Allow Lengsa to just kind of like take the heal? You can. That's going to be the lamp there.
Really nice lamp on Harbin. Harbin dies there. That is disaster.
So the benefit would be, though, is you do have the beat, right, to kind of counter, you know, the flux that potentially comes through. This is an Amp Matrix from Monk and OA LGD. It's going to buy some space here, get them around that corner.
Well, here comes Majed's ult straight into the backline. Does hit a couple. Just needs one more body shot on the Widow. Successfully finds it. Oh, good boop onto Lengsa. Lengsa's surely dead. Yes, Stalker with a nice little concussive blast there onto the Lucio. I mean, this defense looks stellar for Team Falcons. They want to take this to a map number 5, refusing to go down. They want to go lossless in this group stage. They want to go 4-0.
Yeah, this will be the next fight coming up for OA LGD, where they have the best opportunity to potentially take it, right? Sound barrier, flux, rocket barrage, and you're going to have the walls here potentially. So, not going to have the walls now.
The tables have turned, Matt. Shy popping up on this corner to begin with, and now it is Proper's turn to shine.
Proper is so good. It feels like we just kind of take it for granted.
They're going to beat. They're just going to beat into them. Okay, Rock onto Harbin, secures the kill. Okay, looked a little bit questionable to start off with, but they end up trading with Leave. Proper activating the site, so LGD have to be a little bit more cautious as Shy rejoins the fight again. A Flux does land onto Fielder, and Shy takes care of Stalker. A decent lamp there from the Baptiste. Keeps him up, but not for long enough. That's aggressive beat from Lengsa, paying off for LGD, and that's the checkpoint.
Yeah, and maybe they feel that they just don't really need the Widow's damage, right? It's not like Widow's putting down consistent damage to kind of push on through and put pressure on Hanbin. So they'll get Hanbin there as he's trying to exit. They'll push up. Now take an aggressive position at this door. This is where OA LGD can make up a ton of time, right? You think of Falcons offense, they were able to kind of like protect this doorway here for a very long time.
And they want to.
Yeah, and this is what they're going to do. They're going to try and fight this barrage from above.
Yeah. As soon as Falcons start to flood out, they're going to try and hit the barrage straight on top of them. You can see Goose
Falcons has to know this.
Tempting, yeah, exactly. Look, they're instantly focusing up on that high ground. Oh, the barrage from Leave. Claims one, but Stalker already higher than him. Rocket to the back, insta-kill. In fact, picks up another one too in Lengsa. This window is good for Gushue's damage here, but look at the off angles that Falcons are taking. Not sure Gushue's going to have to... they can't really remain here for too much longer. Shy dodging out of the way expertly there.
I think Majid ended up firing it off because he was scared. He actually took a shot there from Shy. This will be an Amp Matrix, and it's going to be the Flux. Hanbin so low.
Ooh, Lengsa. Nice lamp.
So Leave now actually on the Venture. So bringing Venture into the mix is a little bit interesting.
Yeah, Leave's ability to get into the backline pretty easy. Disrupt Sermajed maybe. He's going to have to save that outburst to get away from the Venture. Otherwise, you're pretty vulnerable. Oh, speaking of which. Uh-oh. Oh, he knew exactly where he was going. Can't run from me, Proper. Leave taking down one now as Gushue marches forward. No lamp to worry about either. Harbin so low. This Flux is going to be pretty devastating. Oh, Stalker dodges out the way, though. But it's all the Leave show right now. Triple kill for the Venture as he rock and rolls into the front line. 3 minutes to go for OALGD and a series win in their sights.
And to remind you, they don't actually have to complete the map, right? You see where that tick is at the top of your screen, right? They don't have to get all the way to the end. Have an opportunity here. Maybe you end up using just one of these support ults, right? Save one here towards the end. Then you end up with a Venture ult. So a few different options on how they decide to do it. Yeah, they're going to go around the corner. This is going to be everybody.
Yeah, they want to get Leave in the front line as quick as possible. Very aggressive lamp. Oh, Monk actually ends up just going down. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if he gets conked off the side, potentially?
Yeah, maybe. Oh!
Ooh,
yeah, he's good. He's good.
We're chilling. Stalker was going to end up off the side there.
All right, 2 minutes to go. Not a really crazy time bank here, Matt, to be very honest with you. Very defensible, that third point, of course. And they're holding so close, too. Payload's regressing.
Damage, just trade it.
They're beating in again.
Yeah, they want to go fast. Shy also takes out Proper. This is huge.
Super aggro beat. Yeah, that lamp. Leave could have just drilled dash the Baptiste out of there, but decides against it. Monk does end up falling again, but here you go. The payload's moving around this final corner. Minute and 50 seconds to go. Tectonic shot in the hands of Leave in about 10%.
So they have not been able to kind of deal with Leave and everything he's doing towards that back line, as you'll have that Venture ultimate coming on in, and you'll also have that Amp Matrix here. So Monk maybe with Shy can get in a good position.
What a read there from Shy. Oh! Shy takes down Proper. 4 on 5, minute and 30 to go. Tectonic Shock activated from leave. Set his sights on the back line. Stalker with the barrage might be the difference maker, but Turboshed already dead. Stalker finds 2, but Leave takes him out of the skies. The Flux finally kills the Venture, but it's not enough. LGD with a 3-1 victory over Falcons, denying them the perfect group stage.
Oh, what a surprise here. Coming in as LGD, we thought like, okay, second or third in the group. Potentially Falcons, obviously the heavy favorite. So Falcons end up falling here. So still some time, obviously, to